back to my channel again, and today I'll be challenging doing one day one book reading challenge for a week. And honestly, right, when I was young, I actually have a habit of reading books before I go to sleep. But when I grew up, like during my secondary school days, I stopped reading because that was when technology advances. I have my phone, I have my laptop, I have my computer, I have my television. So I stopped reading, and recently, past few years, I have been picking up reading again as something as like a hobby. Especially that before sleep, I have to read a book. I think because when I was young, it is a habit already, and even though I stop in the middle, the habit is still there. So I usually read before I sleep, and also it leads to better sleeping also. Okay, so anyways, when I was young, obviously I read those cartoon kind of books like comics, and what was it called? Geronimo Stilton, something like that, and Mr. Midnight. And then I also read some of the it's like a comic kind of helping book. So it's like I remember it was a friendship or relationship kind of books. Like it is in a comics form, but then it teaches you something. And I also read one Chinese helping book. It's called 𝒘𝒂𝒕𝒄𝒉𝒊𝒏𝒈, and it's basically teaching you about filial piety, friendship, respect, integrity, all those kind of basically morals kind of books. So that was what I read when I was young. And as I was growing up, right, I'm very fond of horror movies, thriller movies, zombies, and obviously I'm a huge fan of K-dramas. But oddly, right, I don't like to read romance books. I like to watch romance dramas, but I don't like to read the romance type books. Maybe I haven't found any nice romance book, but for now it's a no to me. So what I will be challenging today, this week, will be actually thriller. I think it's more towards thriller rather than horror kind of books. I do have some horror books that is on my like book list, but I haven't got a chance to buy it. For example, The Playground. It is kind of like gory kind of books, like they cut out their intestines and take out the eyes, and yeah, basically I like to read those kind of books. But no worries, this week books, it's more of thriller than horror. So maybe if you want me to challenge the horror books, then I can try. But for this week, it's actually thriller kind of book. So this is the books. Actually, and this all is I haven't read before. I have not read before, and I will be challenging to read it. So recently I picked up a author book called Freida Mcfadden, and I heard that it's very very good. Her writing style is very good, her story is also very good. So I've actually picked up a few books from her, and the rest are just like random books that I find the plot is interesting. So today, right, I'll be reading this. This is basically the viral book from Freida Mcfadden. It's called The Housemaid. And actually, when I was reading the prologue, it didn't really caught me in because it's basically talking about this girl. She's working in the house as a housemaid basically, and then somehow I think the wife of the family, I think she's just very strange, and the husband is handsome. Then the housemaid fall in love with the husband, and then suddenly she was locked inside the room. But then she said that they don't know who I really am. So this sentence coming in like, huh? a housemate, but don't know who she really am. So who is she? Yeah, so this sentence caught me in and can't wait to read it. So yeah. Hi. So if you're wondering why am I suddenly short hair, right? It is because I've actually recorded, like I finished everything already, and suddenly I realized that the video was gone when I was editing the video. I'm not sure if it didn't get recorded or the file got deleted, but nonetheless I couldn't find the video, and so here I am after about a few weeks recording the review again. Okay, so when I finished reading this book, right, I remembered very clearly that I was very shocked. This shock has two meanings. So the first one is like, oh, I'm shocked at who is the real killer. And the second type of shock is I'm shocked at how good Freida Mcfadden writing skill was. Firstly, it was very easy to understand. Secondly, because it was very easy to understand, I can totally picture the house, the housemaid, the chores she was doing, the dish she was making. And because it was very easy to understand, right, you get absorbed into the book deeply. I think I finished reading this in about 2 to 3 hours. Honestly, it was pretty fast for a slow reader like me. And so I was very amazed at myself that it is probably the first time that I couldn't stop reading. I have never once put down this book because I have never went to the washroom. I have never went to drink water. Basically, I was just sitting there and reading it one whole shot. And I was very shocked at myself for that. And so yeah, I wouldn't want to go deeper in because that would be spoiling you guys. But I must say that this female character is a very strong one. Like I admit her guts. You know, sometimes when you watch, I don't know about books, but when I watch dramas, right, most of the dramas portray females as the weaker one. And I like that Freida Mcfadden portrayed the housemaid as more towards the stronger one, and that's why she was able to, live through the thing. Basically, it was very thrilling lah. It was full of up and down, and you will keep on guessing that person must be the killer, this person must be the killer, but end up, it is totally, I can bet with you, it is totally not that person. So yeah, that is my review for this book, and a bit weird to say this because I already recorded other parts of the video, but to link it to the next video, I will have to say this. See you tomorrow. Hi! So it's day 2 today, and as you can see my outfit, today is actually the Mid-Autumn Festival, and I've just finished taking some photo shoots, some videos for my TikTok, and I figured that it's such a waste to take out this outfit and this hairstyle that I made for hours. So I decided to do the book challenge with this outfit instead of a normal one. And today I'll be reading this Never Lie, which is again by Freida Mcfadden. And after reading Housemaid yesterday, it is really fantastic. I'm fallen in love with her writing style, and I'm definitely going to buy more. Okay, so Never Lie, right? At first, I'm not really attracted to the prologue as much as the housemaid. Because when I was reading the prologue, right, it doesn't really catch me in, like, nothing secretive kind. Like it just doesn't spark my interest. But since it's by Freida Mcfadden, so I will think that I'll give it a try. Maybe this book will be as good as The Housemaid. So yeah, let's get started. Oh my god. I have just finished reading this in like about 2 to 3 hours, and this book is as great as The Housemaid. The ending is really wow. Like I did not expect the plot twist. I told you before I read this book that it doesn't really attract me, right? But surprisingly, when I read the first chapter, it instantly caught me in. and I can't really stop in the middle of reading it. Like I finish everything at once, 2 to 3 hours without going to the bathroom. Okay, I did drink some water, but my eyes was glued to the words. What I really like about this as compared to the Housemaid is that this is full of plot twists. Okay, the Housemaid is also full of plot twists, but the Housemaid I managed to guess it right. But this book is I keep guessing and guessing and guessing, but at the end I still got it wrong. The main killer was someone else that is so shocking. You know when I was when it revealed that the who is the real killer, right? My mouth was really wide open and my eyes was really, and I was staring at the book for a few minutes. I'm like, what? This person is the killer? So I went back and looked and I was like, oh yeah, kind of makes sense now. Oh, and I must say that the ending was something I didn't expect. I expect the killer to, um, to be punished, etc. But um, yeah, you have to go and read it out to find out why am I shocked at the ending. I still got another book by Freida Mcfadden, and I'm very excited to read it tomorrow. So see you tomorrow. Hi, welcome back. Today is day 3, and the book that I'll be reading is this, Freida Mcfadden, One by One. And honestly, right, when I read the prologue, it didn't really attract me as much as the other books like The Housemaid. I don't know why, but I think Freida Mcfadden has the style of writing that she will instantly caught you in the first chapter. So I read her book for the past 2 days, and I noticed that her first chapter always catch you in, and you'll be really sitting there reading all of it in one whole setting. I can't even have the time to stop. Okay, so basically this story talks about the couples and their other 4 friends. They went to 1 week of hiking, and then on the way to that place, the van broke down. Then, they'll have to survive 1 week in the woods, and basically one by one, they slowly disappear. I'm just curious about why they disappeared, but it doesn't really catch me. Like, it didn't really spark my interest that I felt a rush to quickly grab it and read it. Like, no, I can leave it there and maybe read it 1 week later. Yeah, so let's go. Okay, so after about 2 to 3 hours, wow, I must say this is amazing. Another amazing masterpiece. Basically, right, it's really plot twist. Like, the plot twist is something you will never guess it, right? Okay, maybe I don't, but I totally never guess who is the killer. All my guesses are wrong, and suddenly that person is the killer. Okay, but I find that the reason killed, right, it's not the reason is not very impactful. It's just for I feel like it's for a very small reason. Like, it's not, I don't know, because if you look at the killer's past, right, you will feel sympathetic, but honestly, past, what experience doesn't justify her actions to kill someone. Yeah, as compared to the other books like The Housemaid or Never Lie, I feel like this book, right, the reason to kill is not as impactful as the other books, but the way she write when they are all in the woods trying to survive is really very imaginable. Like, I can really imagine myself in the woods with them. every little details that she includes is really very important, and it helps a lot to visualize the scene. So this is also another masterpiece. And tomorrow I will take a break from Freida Mcfadden books and I will be reading another author's one. So see you tomorrow. Hi, it's day 4 today, and today I'll be taking a break from Freida Mcfadden. So today I'll be reading this. It is by the 𝒕𝒉𝒂𝒏𝒈. It's called This Lie Will Kill You. So actually I saw this book at the bookstore when I was trying to buy some books. And the moment I saw this title, immediately it caught my attention. So when I proceed to read the prologue, right, it already kind of attracted me. So I went to buy this book, and I can't wait to see what is the lie that eventually kill them. So based on the prologue, right, it is basically they said about 1 year ago there was a party and someone died, and then no one actually talk about it after the party, and also no one talks about what happened, the truth of what happened that night. And then suddenly, right, the 5 survivors that survived through the party 1 year ago, they were paid 50,000 prize to compete in, I don't know, solving a crime scene or something like that. And then the 5 of them went to the mansion to have the competition or something like that. Then I guess one by one they die or something. Yeah, but it kind of sparked my curiosity, like what is the lie that killed them. So let's read it. Okay, so I just finished reading this book, and I must say that, I don't know, not very impactful to me. Okay, at first, right, the first few chapter I was actually a bit, not say bored, but I think it's a little bit slow paced for me. Because at first they just, they have to invite them, right, and then they have to talk about what happened, etc. So the first few chapter I think is a bit bored, but when they arrive at the mansion, like 5 of them arrive at the mansion, and then when the game begins, it's kind of interesting already. And then until which is about the game starts until the almost middle towards the ending, the truth will come out, right? So when the truth revealed, like why 1 year ago the person who got killed, why the person got killed, honestly it's like a very childish reason. Oh, I can't say, because if I say what I'm going to say, right, it's already kind of spoiler already. So but I must say that the reason why the person got killed is it's kind of because of a small matter. It's kind of because the other person are just very childish. Yeah. But the ending, don't know whether to say it's a happy ending or a sad ending, because if you think in another way, it is a happy ending. But if you think in another way, it is a sad ending for that person. Yeah, but you have to go and read it out to know what I'm talking about. So overall, right, I must say that 𝒕𝒉𝒂𝒏𝒌 is, the way of writing is easy to understand, but I just feel that it's a little bit slow paced to me, whereas Freida Mcfadden writing style, right, it's really right into the spot. Like she don't really drag. I think like she just went directly into it, and the progress is very, it's very interesting. I'm not saying the progress of this is not interesting, but it's just not as good as Freida Mcfadden one. But nonetheless, I will still say that this is a pretty good book. Towards in the middle of the book, towards the end when I found out the reason, I just don't feel that interested anymore, but I still managed to finish the book. So yeah, that's it for today. So see you tomorrow. Hi, so today is day 5, and today I'm reading a new author's book. It is by Michaelides, The Silent Patient. apparently this is the viral must-read book that I ran into. This book is basically talking about this girl named Alicia. She shot her husband in the head 5 times, and after that she hadn't spoke a single words. Then it talks about this therapist or psychologist. She tried to make her speak about what happened that night, and yeah, I'm curious about what happened that she has to shot her husband in the head 5 times, not 1 time, 5 times. So yeah, let's go. Okay, I have done reading, and I must say that wow, it's pretty shocking. But in my opinion, I would say that the first part was pretty slow, and because it talks more about her, about this the girl, and I have no idea why they have to talk so much about her until the end, that I finally understand why this author have to talk about her, because it was necessary. And I like that this book only have 2 POV. So one is the author's narration, and the other POV was Alicia's perspective through her diary. And I love that there is only 2 POVs, because sometimes when I read other books, right, there are a lot of characters, and the authors included a lot of characters, all the characters' POV, which somehow makes it very confusing, because you have to really be clear about what you read and what each character are. You really have to be absorbed into it to really understand each character's POV. But this book, it's pretty simple. It's just the author's narration and Alicia's perspective. And yeah, so towards the end, right, I find that there are still some questions left unanswered. For example, what was the reason why this person do this, and what happened to this person right after. But yeah, I admit that they played a vital role in uncovering the mystery, but I felt that there was no closure for these characters. But maybe the authors intentionally wrote it this way, but either yeah, I accept it. But nonetheless, I love the plot twist, and I understand why it is the most viral books that people always recommend if you're into thriller, psychological kind of books. Tomorrow I'll be reading Freida Mcfadden book again, so see you tomorrow. Hi, welcome back. Today is day 6. It's the last second day that I'm doing this challenge, and today I'm reading Freida Mcfadden, the Inmate. So this book, right, based on the summary, is talking about a girl named Brooke. She was a nurse practitioner at a men's maximum security prison. Basically talking about this guy named Shane, and she was Brooke's high school sweetheart. I think Brooke was the one who put him into the prison. But now she's working at the prison with Shane there, so I think we are just trying to uncover what happens, and I don't know, it doesn't seem as interesting based on reading the summary, but I'm just curious about what happened. She was the one who put this man in the prison, and now she's working together in that prison, so wow, kind of scared for her. um quite mind-blowing, quite a little bit of plot twist also. Wow, it's like after reading this book, I have no idea who to trust. I don't trust anyone in the entire books, even Shane. There's another guy named called Tim, and basically all the guys, and even Brooke herself, I don't trust her. And the ending was really mind-blowing, really plot twist. Although it's not as plot twist as the previous books that I read, like Never Lie, Housemaid, etc. But it was still a pretty nice book. It really gives you the ups and downs when reading this book, and you are constantly guessing what is it, who is it, and it is so thrilling. Yeah, but in the end, I guess because it was Freida Mcfadden, so no words needed. Okay, so yeah, if you notice, I didn't really say much about this book because I don't want to spoil you guys. Like the previous videos that I did, I included some details that I have to censor out. I have to mute myself because it will be a spoiler, so I'm being very careful to not spoil you. So yeah, that's it. Tomorrow will be the last day. It will also be Freida Mcfadden books. See you tomorrow. Hi, today is the last day of my challenge and we have come so far. Okay, so today the book that I'll be reading is still Freida Mcfadden, The Locked Door. As I said in the beginning, right, I actually choose books from the most interested to the least interested, and I'm not saying that this was the least interested book. I'm just saving this for the last because compared to the previous book, this seems the most kind of interesting among those, so I didn't want to, you know, save the last boring book until the last. Okay, so based on the summary, right, it was basically talking about this girl Nora. Her father was killing girls in the basement. I think the father was a serial killer, and then suddenly the police came to her house, and that's when Nora knows that, oh, her father has been killing people in the house basement. And then after a few years, decades, I must say, Nora became a successful surgeon. And one day, she found out her patient was killed the same way her father did. Was curious whether, is it really the father? Is it a copycat? Or is it herself? We never know. Freida Mcfadden has a way to surprise us, has a plot twist. You shouldn't think the normal way, you should think out of the box. Yeah, so let's read it. Another plot twist. Well, her books really all plot twists. After reading this book, I'm a little bit scared of Locked Door now. Yeah, so just like the beginning, I was actually guessing whether it's whether it's her father who killed again, or is it a copycat, or is it Nora herself. But yeah, you have to read it to know. But I must say that something that you never expected. Okay, so there are a lot of guessing. It keeps me very engaged in this book. But I must say that the plot twist, right, it is not as wild as, for example, the Inmate or Never Lie or the Housemaid. Like, it is still a plot twist, but the ending is not the type that I'll be like, wow. You know, I will not be stunned, I will not be staring in space for 5 minutes. But it is still a great book. The process is very engaging. It keeps me very curious about what happened next, even though the ending was not as like I say just now, it's not very the wow type. I believe you will still get some shock, although not as impactful as the other books. That's it for this conclusion. And to conclude this challenge, right, I must say that it was a quite ups and downs challenge because I have to find time every day to really read the book and make video also, so it is kind of a tough challenge. And I must say that through this challenge, right, it makes me really fall in love with Freida Mcfadden and other authors also, but the main authors here was Freida Mcfadden. She was really a very good writer, and it really sparks my interest, sparks my curiosity. If you ask me to pick a favorite book among hers, I would really say that really all is my favorite. But if you want me to pick a really plot twist that really got me wow and really got in my mind for a few days, right, it will be Never Lie. It is something that I never guessed it. I never really expected it. I really love that Never Lie, right, it really is something that I never got bored throughout the book. And the second book that I never got bored, right, was The Housemaid. But the ending was not a very wow type because I kind of guessed it right. You know, I still have a few books by hers that I haven't read. For example, The Perfect Son and this Do Not Disturb. And there are and this do you remember? I did not include this in the challenge because I don't know, because at the start of the video, right, I already decided which book I'm going to read, so I didn't want to disrupt my plan and so on. So yeah, I still have a few books from her that I haven't read, and I'm going to buy more books from her also. So yeah, okay, so basically this sums up my thriller horror books challenge. If you're interested in me doing another challenge with another genres, feel free to let me know. But for now, I think I may be staying in the thriller genre instead of romance, because I haven't found any good romance book that caught me up. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you, bye bye.